Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zahir Kamil Zahir. My teammates Muhammad Fazri bin Ahmad Fauzi, Amirul Qayyim Ishah bin Azizul, and Muhammad Syariat Afiq bin Jamaluddin. And we're from group Team Baskola, and we'll be presenting the simulation for this subject.
Let's start with exercise 2. Aero people have purchased this system for 200,000 and have a life expectancy of 5 years. Survey value is 20,000, spend 5,000 for shipment and another 3,000 for installation cost. And we are here to calculate annual depreciation for 3 different methods, which is straight line method, SLM, double declining balance method, DDBM, and sum of the year digit method, SYDM. These are the info that we can get from the question just now. Cost of asset have to plus with shipment and other costs, total up to 208,000. Survey value, which is SV, is 20,000. Useful life or N is 5 years. And depreciation value is total COA minus with SV, totaling to 198,000. These are the table for SLM method. As you can see, the SLM rate 1 divided by N, which is 1 over 5. Equal to 0.2. Please remember that to find the book value, we have to minus beginning value with annual depreciation. Next are the table for DDBM method. DDBM rate 1 divide with n, then multiply with 2, equal to 0.4. For this table, it's considered as an adjusted table because at the book value at year 5, which is 16,174.08, below the service value, which is 20,000. So some adjusted need to be done. These are the table for adjusted one. Starting at year 4, we have to use the SLM method. For example, beginning value minus the service value and times with 2, and we get annual depreciation for both year 4 and 5, which is 20,464. By doing this, we'll get the wanted SV, which is 20,000. Lastly, SYDM method. These are the table, and to find the SYD, n have to plus with 1, multiply with n back and divide by 2. We will get 15. And to find the annual depreciation, remaining years divide by SYD, then times with DV, which is depreciable value. Pretty similar, isn't it, with SLMM, except it's not constant and depreciation at year 1 are the highest.
Assalamualaikum, this is exercise 3. So Aeropic Group has decided to sell the system after 2 years of usage with various selling prices: 210,000, 150,000, 132,800 and 100,000. So this is they give us capital gain tax, corporate tax rate, and they want us to find the best depreciation method between straight line method, double declining balance method, and sum of usage method. So they want our recommendation. So let's take a closer look at the first step. This is the straight line method. The first step, you have to find the profit or loss. Okay, first, profit or loss, selling price minus by the book value, and you will get profit. Okay, first, and then you get capital gain, find the capital gain, then tax it by 28%, then capture depreciation. This is the formula, and then tax it by 32%, and you will get this 24,064 ringgit, and then sum it up, and you will get the total tax liability. As you can see here, the selling price of 210,000 is 24,624. Okay, next is various selling price, which is 150,000, 132,800, and selling price of 100,000. Okay, as you can see here, first step is always find the profit or loss. Okay, after you find the profit or loss, recapture depreciation, and you sum it all up, you will get the total tax liability. As you can see here, this is the total tax liability. And for your record, why does the total tax liability of 182,000 is 0? Because there is no EBT, earning before tax, and the selling price is the same as the book value. That's why the total tax liability is 0. Okay, moving on to sum of usage method. Okay, above there is all the information you need, and like I said, the first step is always find the profit or loss. Okay, so after you find profit or loss here, capital gain, recapture depreciation, and tax, capital gain tax, recapture depreciation, and RD tax. Okay, why does this calculation is a bit more than other selling prices? Because selling price is more than the cost of asset and more than the book value. So you have to do it like this. And to sum it all up, you will get the 36,656 of tax liability. And this is the various selling prices of 150,000, like I did in the before this is find the profit or loss, recapture depreciation, total tax liability. So this is it. Next is double declining balance method. Okay, double declining balance method is easier. So first, the above there is all the information you need now, the selling prices, find the profit or loss, capital gain, and tax it by 28%, capture depreciation, tax on RD, and then you will get, sum it all up, you will get a total tax liability of 158 ringgit and 40 cents. The next is selling prices of 150,000, 100,000, and 132,800. Okay, now this is all the total tax liability of that you can see in the screen. So to sum it all up, in conclusion, that straight line method is the best method for Aeropeak Group to sell their system because it offers lowest tax liability rather than double declining balance method, as some of his easy method, as you can see in the table above. It is clear that straight line method is the best out here. Okay, so that is all. Let's move on to other part.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zahra Kamil Zahir, and now I'll be explaining exercise 8. The first step is to find the variable cost per unit, which translates to sales equals to 2,000 ringgit times 10 is equals to 200,000 ringgit. 10 is the price per unit, and then we have to use the formula EBIT equals sales minus variable cost minus fixed cost. The EBIT is 70,000 equals 200,000 minus variable cost minus 50,000. To find the variable cost, we have to subtract 200,000 minus 70,000 minus 50,000 equals to 80,000, which is that is the variable cost in this question. And then we have to find the break-even points in units and ringgit. For the formula, break-even units is equal to fixed cost minus price per unit and minus variable cost. This means 50,000 divided by 10 minus 80,000 per divided by 20,000, which equals to 50,000 divided by 6, which is equals to 8,333 units, and it is equals to 83,330 ringgit. And then the third step is the break-even points in units and ringgits. The DOL, degree of operating leverage, is equals to sales minus variable cost divided by sales divided by minus by variable cost minus fixed cost. And then it equals to 200,000 minus 80,000 divides by 200,000 minus 80,000 minus 50,000, and then it equals to 120,000 divided by 70,000, and you'll get 1.71 times. That is the degree of operating leverage. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum. For the exercise 10, the question is briefly explain 4 reasons for merging. The answer is, first one is horizontal merger. Horizontal merger is 2 companies come together with similar products or services. By merging, they are expanding their range but are not essentially doing anything new. Second one is vertical merger. 2 companies join forces in the same industry but they are at different points on the supply chain. They become more vertically integrated by improving logistics, consolidating staff, and perhaps reducing time to market for products. The third is conglomerate merger. 2 companies in different industries join forces or one take over the other in order to broaden their range of services and products. This approach can help reduce costs by combining back office activity as well as reduce risk by operating in a range of industry. And the last but not least is concentric merger. Concentric merger, in some cases, 2 companies will share customer but provide different services. In example, would be Sony, who manufacture DVD players but who also bought the Columbia Picture Movie Studio in 1989. Sony were now able to produce film to be able to play on their DVD players. That's all from exercise 10.
That's all from our group. Thank you and thanks for watching.